Okay, I think I'm back online here. If you guys are here... So my house just turned off. I don't think anyone actually is here, but... Yeah, we're back. And now I'm too scared to do any bosses for the rest of the time. Let's just sell these crystals. Holy, 2 bill. Welcome back, thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, house turned off, and now I'm too scared to do any bosses. So I'm just gonna farm for the rest of the time. Because I don't really want it to turn off again and then me being sad. So yeah, let's just chill for the rest of the time. Okay. Now I need you guys to help me out with something. How do I stop the Discord thing from overlaying? Is there a way for me to turn this off? Oh, found it. I can turn off overlay. Oh, my music stopped. Oh, okay. I thought something happened. I thought I had like some other issue. No, the web page broke. All good. All right, I think we're good now. All right, I got rid of the overlay thing too. Okay, we're just gonna chill for the rest of the time. I don't think it's a good time to boss right now. Because my computer, and my internet rather, my house even, just turned off. So we're just gonna hide. Hide in Arcus. And slowly push that 275 instead of bossing today. Alright, good night, Pash. Didn't bite the cables enough? That is crazy. It's all good. We're just trying to make back the money, and then I'll probably end up doing my bosses maybe tomorrow or the day after. Oops. Rolled the wrong dice. All good. Oh, I need more Monster Park pots. I forgot to do... Well, I'm not really forgot. I didn't do anything yesterday. I wish I did some dailies yesterday, because could have been just a little bit closer to finishing these arcane symbols. Almost there though. They're level 18 now. We'll get there. Now that 5, 10, 15 is over, for those who are here now, do you guys have any goals after this event? I know we have a 30% after, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be that excited about it. Only 1 week to get back anything. I think I might just try to push some stuff on the Xenon. Maybe my Wild Hunter as well, actually. I kind of want to push the Twilight Marks on my Wild Hunter on 30%. Because I won't safeguard them. Ooh, should check here. $21 Meisters, pretty good. Keep grinding to 260. I think 260 is a valid goal too. You don't really need to spend too much money on mules early, I feel. Once you hit 6 job, it gives a lot of damage for free. Quote unquote free. Oh, I just re-rolled my double 6. But yeah. Well, another thing that I'm looking forward to is Black Mage. I wonder when we're gonna do Black Mage. Today, apparently. I'll put my Corsair into whichever party is the weaker one, because I think my Corsair is a lot stronger than my mechanic. SPM open. It's not my run. It's a run from one of the guys in my guild. So yeah. I don't know who's in the party. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be a spot, but again, it's not my party. I'm being a rat. Yep. I wonder how many more days I need for this character to get some more Sacred Force. It's like 2 or 3 more days for this. Oh, I know. You only get 10 a day from that one, don't you? You get 10 a day from this. So I need 2 more days for that. And like a week for this one. Might be able to start doing Seren on this character. Looking for BMK, I'll let you blink for badge. I actually haven't run my Black Mage run yet, JH, if you actually want a red dot run. I don't know when I'm running that one though. I need 1 more for this thing. I need 80 fragments. Well, basically I just need to do, what's the thing called? Not High Mountain, Angler Company. What combat power can you genuinely join a H-Seren party? Assuming you have enough Sacred Force. I feel like a lot of people do H-Seren at the same time that they start doing Black Mage. Is that fair to say? I feel like a lot of people can start doing H-Seren at like 80 mil, probably. That's just a number I'm just throwing out there. What do you guys think? It's been a while since I've tried to like party H-Seren. But 80 mil seems like kind of on the low side. It'll be a long run if you have a bunch of people at that power level. I don't know. I actually don't know. The more I think about it, the less I realize I know anything about Seren. Can green dot at 60 mil. Okay, so 80 mil is not the craziest thing. It might be a long run if everybody is at 80 mil though. And I feel like a lot of people don't like being in that boss for more than 1 cycle, ideally. I mean, that's like, you don't really want to look at the deers. Those deers are really a pain in the ass to deal with. If you can 1 cycle it'd be definitely the preferred. Yeah, I might see if I can get my Corsair to be strong enough to join a H-Seren. I want the white ring box so then I can get a weapon jump 4. I really want a weapon jump 4. But yeah. It's easy as long as you have the Sacred Force. Yeah. The Sacred Force makes a big difference. Man, back when it was hard to get Sacred Force, I remember Seren being such a pain because your gear was actually really good, but you were just waiting for Sacred Force. This was when they only had Burning Cernium and you had the Cernium symbol and Hotel symbol. You only had those 2. And you got 10 a day for Cernium, like total. Because you got 5 from each of the Cernium areas, and then you got 5 for Arcus or something like that. It was so slow. I remember you got like very little. It was either 5 or 10. But I think since then it's like been doubled. But I remember like so many people were actually genuinely gear capped already. But they couldn't even attempt Saren because they were literally just waiting for the Sacred Force to climb up. It was, that was pain back in the day. Now, you just level up to 275 and suddenly you already have enough Sacred Force for Saren. It was so weird for me. I remember when Hyperion launched, and then I heard people were clearing Saren already. It was like maybe at most a month after server released. And then people were like looking into doing Saren, because people already cleared Black Mage at this point. And I was just so confused. Maybe they weren't clearing on first month, but people were looking into it. You get what I mean. It's kind of crazy how just a little bit of Sacred Force goes so far. And all the new symbols and stuff like that too. I just remember people looking into it early. How much is this? This is 30 Sacred Force. So just by getting... There's not even that many symbols, honestly. Get to 270, you get to 275, you're basically already based 120. Kind of crazy. That's one thing that I've neglected on my Battle Mage. I feel like my Battle Mage would be a lot stronger if I actually remember to do my dailies on it. But I have not done dailies on that character for a while. So good. If my Battle Mage gets a book and a 22 something, then I might consider playing it again. Yep. I need the Battle Mage to show me that it's main worthy. Until then, I'm just farming on my mules. Minus 100 bill last night? Yeah. I mean, of all times to go poor though, I think yesterday was a good time. At least it was hopefully productive. And then next week, I'm back to being poor again. So I just need to do all my weeklies. It'll probably put me back to about 10 bill. I finished my weeklies a second time, or as much as I can be bothered. Probably puts me at about 30 bill. Yeah, hopefully with 30 bill I can do something with it. Hope your main hits a 22 star book. You too, JH. I hope you hit a 22 star ET. Actually, like for real, I know I meme about it a lot, but like, would you settle on 21 ET, JH? Or would you send 22? I can see you sending the eye patch to 22, but I don't know about the ET. Because I guess you have nothing better to go for, right? Like, you literally have nothing better to do, right? That or a second one, I see. Guaranteed gain sort of vibe. It's a gain at 21. What are you using instead? Are you using a monocle? I feel like you're not the kind of guy to do Commercy. I don't think I've ever seen you ask for CPQ. If you did Commercy, you'd be asking for CPQ every day. But I guess you probably finished then. Transverse Monocle? Nice, nice. Watch your Xenon progression. Do you still play that class? I was literally playing it about 20 minutes ago, and then my house turned off. I had like a red and blackout for about 5 minutes. I was in the middle of doing some hard wheel runs, some boss runs. But yeah, I do still play the class. It's close to 100 mil combat power with FAMs on. It's getting there. I made some gains yesterday on it too, actually. That's probably going to be in the next video. I don't think I'll make any videos specifically on the Xenon anymore. But it'll probably like show up every once in a while. Maybe I can make a video on it and show it how it's been going. It's seeded. Yeah, it's pretty lucky, all things considered. The boss fams part of it is pretty crazy. I don't think for the rest of it, it seemed like pitch boss, but the pitch boss aren't really at like anything impressive in terms of the stars. I have a 21 Zerk, which is like okay. Because, I say it's okay because it technically loses to a 22 Twilight mark. So it's like 21 Zerk is kind of whatever. It has an ET, but that one also is at 18. Like, I did not push that star very far. I should have taken the portal. Why did I put down my summons? But yeah, it has seen a fair amount of pitch boss. It's seen also an eye patch. That one actually blew up first tap 17 to 18. We didn't even get to have fun with that. It actually just like, we got to 17, first tap, gone. It is what it is. It has a source, but that one's a big issue. I can't actually upgrade it right now because I don't have the superior pendant to even fodder into. And I get the feeling that that character doesn't even have a 20-star superior pendant in the first place. Which makes it super awkward, because I get my first superior pendant, and I feel like I should send it to 20. And then I need to make a second one, and then put that to 21 to be able to transfer over onto the source. I don't know, it's just awkward. I feel like source is such an awkward item for mules to do. And also, Dom pendants aren't exactly the easiest thing to come across. Especially because I only really play one character at a time. Like, this character has a bunch of Dom pendants, but none of my other characters do because I've already used their stack to 21 their first one. So yeah. Yesterday on my Xenon, all I did was I got the glove from 17 to 19. And then I got its slime ring to 21 from 18. Other than that, I didn't do anything else on it. I'm getting to the point where a lot of my upgrades are going to be kind of annoying because I'm going to start to transition all of my C10 mules into arcanes just slowly. I want to try to get each of their arcanes to 18 and then each of them to 19. Did I finish Will? No, I crashed at the end of P1. Like my house turned off. It blacked out at the end of P1. And I don't know if my area's gonna be stable, so I'm just farming. Feels bad? Ah, that's okay. I didn't really have anything on anyway. Like, for my Xenon, the most annoying bosses are just V-Healer and Dark Knell. As long as I have guild skills for those, it's fine. For the rest of them, I can do without guild skills still pretty fast. So, it's all good. So now I'm just gonna farm and just chill. So yeah. Just gonna try to get this character to 275. It's definitely the next goal. And then I'm gonna try to aim to get my Xenon to 275 as well. I'm just enjoying my Corsair a little bit more than my Xenon right now. But both of them farm really nicely anyway. So we've got 21 Absols over farming for Arcanes. Yeah, 20 star or 21 star Absols is a lot easier to get if you're trying to make strong mules. It's because you're not time gated. Arcanes are really nice and all, but you do have to wait a while. And if you don't get lucky with the Arcane drops, which is, it happens, right? Like, a lot of people are still on their mains and they don't have Arcanes. It's annoying. For me, it's mostly the time gate. Like, I wanted to set up the characters quickly, right? I wanted to get them to, you know, party up in H. Will as fast as possible. So, Arcanes are just not possible. Like, you get one every month, guaranteed with the droplets, but then you still need to pay 5 bill in droplets, which is expensive. Or you hope for a box drop. Yeah, it's just annoying. Absols are really good for that. Let's see, oh, welcome. So now we're just making gains the old-fashioned way, just by training and picking up fragments off the floor. Have you crashed on your battle mage using Altar of Annihilation? It doesn't happen for me. I haven't really crashed on my battle mage in a while. All the crashes I've ever experienced on my battle mage tend to be because of the game, not because of the class. If that makes sense. Event damage skin crashes you? Is it still crashing people? That's crazy. Happy birthday this Friday. Well, we'll find out on Friday if it's my birthday. Spoiler alert. It's probably not. Does your Corsair have 21 absos? This one is using 20 star. The only character on my account that actually has 21 absos is actually my not my Corsair, my Xenon. Every other mule that I have just uses 20 star. Because I 21 star the fodder and then done. I don't bother with 21ing it. There's still a chance that it blows up, gone from 20 to 21, and I was just too lazy to get more boxes. And for 1 star gain, I didn't want to risk having to spend like upwards of 10 bill to get it back. And I just 21 the fodder and called it a day, basically. I didn't think risking 10 bill, upwards of 10 bill for 1 star was worth it. Do you 20 star the weapon? It really depends. I think nowadays, ideally you hope for an arcane weapon, because a 17 star or even a 16 star arcane weapon will beat out a 20 star abso. Right? Arcane weapon is really, really strong. But now that they've changed the liberation process, if you are able to get yourself some black mage runs in, it's probably just not even worth it. Like this character, yeah, I'm using a 16 star, not even a 17 star abso weapon. I don't even think it's worth investing into. I can clear all of C10E. Like my V healer runs like 15 minutes. Dark Nail a similar amount of time. I don't need an arcane weapon. I don't really want to spend 10 bill worth of droplets to buy one. I actually can buy it, but I decided against it. JH just was like, dude, you can solo C10E. What's the point of an arcane weapon? He's kind of right. For me, in this regard, the weapon is the absolute last thing I will ever upgrade. I would rather save money and wait for an event to work on accessories rather than work on a weapon. Gets his mules to 270. The 270 is such a nice number. I'm not leaving my mules at 261. But also my goal is to solo Black Mage, so I actually do need the levels. And I don't see myself, because I'm working on so many characters, it's hard to invest all into one character. If I did one character at a time, I'm sure my Xenon could have soloed Black Mage already. Or maybe beyond that, right? But because I'm enjoying playing so many characters, it's just, I have to make gains other ways. It's just the way that I'm playing right now, but yeah. 17 is good for early gains. You have a tier 6 Wind Archer Lotus lived. 12% FD loss. End goal is to solo BM. So my goal in general right now is to have 6 characters that can do Black Mage solo for the Legion Champion. That's my current goal. And I feel like I'm pretty close to it, honestly. Surprisingly. I think each character is just about a month worth of training away to get to 275, roughly. Like from 270 to 275 at the pace that I'm going, it probably takes me a month per character, right? And then once I get there, then I'll figure out what I want to do afterwards. Did 20 star Abso on your mule via 21 Fafnir? I think it's fine. Like, it just means that you can skip the arcane weapon. Arcane weapons are really good, but if you have a 20 star plus Abso, you just skip the arcane weapon unto Genesis. You just wait for your Genesis weapon. That's fine too. Because if you're waiting for an arcane weapon drop like I am, then you might never get it. And it's only an issue if you can't liberate. If you're not liberating a character, arcane weapon is valuable. That's the way that I see it. If you are planning on liberating and you're able to get the runs basically as soon as you clear V healer, because you need to clear V healer to get into Black Mage, right? If you're at that point, then you can consider skipping the arcane weapon. Kind of what I'm doing. If this character was unable to get Black Mage runs, I would probably invest into an arcane weapon because I wouldn't know when I get my arcane weapon. But there's also like, if you are able to solo C10E now, the arcane weapon starts to be less and less important. Because like for me, I'm soloing C10E without the arcane weapon, so for me it doesn't matter. I can liberate by myself. We go 280. Nah, 280 takes too long. It took me a whole month of grinding upwards of like 5 hours a day on Night Troop for the entire event, and I didn't even hit 280. So yeah, the push from 275 to 280 is quite tedious. Because you're not going to get there from just dailies. It'll take too long. What combat power do you need for V-Healer? It depends on the character. I think, let's just assume that you have max Arcane Force for 1.5 times. I think my Battle Mage was max Arcane Force, or close to it. And I soloed V-Healer in about 30 minutes with about 45 mil combat power, thereabouts. It's also hard to say, because it's kind of class dependent. I feel like some classes just have an easier time in V-Healer. I think a lot of DPS classes have a good time in V-Healer. That boss, you can just keep chipping. And not being reliant on your burst is kind of nice, because sometimes you just get blasted by a bunch of round things on the floor. But yeah, you can definitely solo V-Healer like under 50 mil if you're willing to. Obviously assuming your Arcane Force is decent, and assuming that you have okay Hexer as well. I mean, by the time that you're doing V-Healer, if you're trying to min clear it, your Hexer's probably okay, if you're even considering it. My mechanic is about, I think I soloed V-Healer at about 50. Actually, my Corsair, I soloed V-Healer at 50 mil, but I did have a Raw 4, which throws things out the window a little bit. But I cleared it pretty quickly though. With a Raw 4 at 50 mil, I cleared in about 20 minutes, which is kind of fast. I think if I didn't have the Raw 4, it's probably closer to half an hour. After this half an hour, I need to grab some more Monster Park pots, because I am currently out. I will say though, because we have practice mode, you can put all the buffs on for free for practice mode. I'd say just give it a try. You can kind of tell if you can solo V-Healer if your first burst with Origin does about 8%, I'd say. You need to do at least 10% every 3 minutes to mathematically clear the boss, right? If your Origin burst does 8%, you could probably DPS the last, like, another 2 or 3%, maybe more. So I think that's, like, probably on pace to be able to clear. But it depends if your class is able to DPS. I'd say that if you're a Night Lord and you do your burst and it does 8%, you might not be able to clear, because I don't know how much damage you do on off burst, rather. Alright, so what are you guys doing now? Are you guys just chilling? Or are you guys cleaning up some boss meals that you were too lazy to do before the event? Or are you guys doing what I'm doing now and just taking it easy for the rest of the night? I don't have a choice. What if my house turns off again? I don't want to waste Monster Park pots on my mules. The worst feeling for me is when I pop a green pot on a mule and I don't get to make the most out of it. Spent the entire weekend showing dog around SG. Yeah, it's pretty cool that he came over. How'd your 5, 10, 15 go? It went pretty well. All of my, like, the 5 characters I'm working on right now, like my C10 characters basically, they all got, like, most of them got gains by a few stars at least. The only one that went down was my Wild Hunter, lost 1 star on the Twilight Mark. But yeah, it was a pretty good event for me. Most notable thing, I lost 20 bill on this ET. Bit unfortunate. Just kept going up to 17 and down back to 15. Just a lot of safeguarding costs. But my Battle Mage's ET went to 21, so it was worthwhile. Trying to make back all your lost money. We're all trying to get back our money. Better question, who's sending on 30%? Or are you guys skipping? I think skipping is valid here if you guys don't have anything to work on. Also, I feel like most people won't be making more than like 15 bill in a week anyway. And I think 15 bill, going to an event with 15 bill, you're probably not going to get much done on 30, to be honest. Maybe 1 or 2 items, a few stars here and there, but nothing really to 21. I want to see if I can get my Xenon some more stars. That's my goal. I'm a little bit upset about the ET, like I said. Like, it took 20 bill. I was hoping to use... Like, if it was going to blow up, I hope that it died quickly, so they didn't take so much money with it. So I kind of wanted to send my... my Arcanes on my Xenon. Thankfully, it hit 19 anyway on the glove, which is nice, but I do have a bunch of other armors that I want to push. I would also like to 21 its earring, or 20 star its earring. Because right now it's sitting at 17, which is kind of sad. My Xenon unironically has one of the worst items on my account in terms of the characters that I'm currently playing. The 17 star earring. Gotta save everything so I can tap Eternals and Shining. Yup. Eternals are expensive. Are you trying to do more endgame bosses on your Battle Mage? So my Battle Mage is already doing normal Carlos, easy Carling, and hard Seren. It's on the edge of being able to join or consider doing things like N Carling and C Carlos. It definitely is in terms of its gear, but the issue with my Battle Mage right now is that it's not 285. To be able to join those bosses, you probably want 285 at least, and I just do not see myself pushing 285. So I think it's only going to be a matter of time until my party decides to move on to do C Carlos and Carling. A lot of them are probably strong enough to contribute already, or if not, are already able to do a lot of damage. Like, they're getting there. So I'm probably just gonna stay in N Carlos, E Carling for a while on that character. I'm just not pushing the character. Oh, thank you, Kim. I am back. It's not my birthday, but I am back. I'm waiting room for Polar Snow to hit 285. Polar's too busy working on mule number 13. What can I say? I'm kind of the same here. What do you think about the new Destiny weapon? I think it's cool. Like, it's always good for an MMO to have ridiculously difficult things to aim towards. I think that's normal for an MMO. I like that there is something to aim towards. Because the worst part about this game... Because I was there before... like a few years ago on my jet. Where like I had done basically most of the content. And they only just released Seren, right? So Seren was a really cool boss that we could like kind of aim towards. But once you clear Seren the first time, they didn't have any announcements of anything else afterwards. It's just like, okay, what am I playing this game for now? The only thing I can really do is like start again by making a new character, which is what I did at the time. That's when I made my Blaze Wizard actually. But yeah, I like the idea of them constantly putting new things into the game that you can eventually aim for. At least you know it's in the game, so you can aim towards it, even though it is like kind of ridiculous to aim for. That Destiny weapon is it's kind of hard to get. But what it implies is that even though it's not possible at the moment, or at the very least extremely difficult, it implies that they're going to add ways into the game to make everybody stronger. That's the implication, right? Which is good from my perspective because it tells me that at the very least they're going to add more things into the game. Developers do that a lot, where they just add a bunch of unachievable goals, but it implies that you're going to be able to do that at some point. Like, there's no point adding something into the game where it's never possible for you to hit, and they don't plan on ever making it possible. Like, what's the point of developing it then? They just wasted a bunch of money, right? So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what they decide to give us to be able to do these bosses. But how far along? That's always the question, and that's always the problem with these MMOs. You just gotta hope that, hopefully they figure out something. Because we kind of had something similar when it came to Carlos Carling. I'm pretty sure when they released those bosses, it was actually also impossible. And then that's when they hit us with Six Job. That's when Six Job was released, and then suddenly all these bosses that we thought were actually physically impossible to clear are just suddenly doable now. So we're just gonna hope that the developers have something in mind. You know, let them cook. See what we can get. And besides, like, to be able to do that sort of content is so far in the future, I don't even think it's that productive to worry about it. I'm just gonna enjoy doing what I'm doing now. Gonna make my characters get to Black Mage and enjoy my time. Do you guys like clearing BM early or late into the month? I think I prefer to clear it early if I have Genesis missions to do that are difficult, but as of right now, I am just happy as long as I get the run. Given the fact that a lot of the parties that I'm in, like, are not run by me, I'm just glad that they took me along. Do you only get your small eeps from boss drops? Correct. I have not crafted any of them because I don't do threads. So I'm actually running out on these wealth acquisition potions. I might have to start up threads again on my battle mage pretty soon, which is really annoying because I don't really play on my battle mage. But if I need to start farming wealths again, maybe I'll farm on my battle mage. Maybe. Or something like that. I do need the pouches. What I actually did, I took MapleStory a little bit easier when I was making a lot of my mules. So maybe when I'm editing or something like that, I could just AFK my battle mage. Oh, speaking of AFK, I didn't even start this one. What classes are you planning to have as your champs? I can show you here. Oh, that's not my Legion grid. Oh god, the lag. So I have my Battle Mage, my Corsair, I have Wild Hunter, Xenon, and Mechanic at the moment. The Mechanic one is a little bit... I don't love it, just because I think the burst might be a bit tricky for P1. That's my biggest concern with Mechanic. It's just like, I don't know if I can survive P1. If I can one burst out of P1, then I'm happy to do Mechanic. But I'll see what happens. It's the last character that I'm working on at the moment. I might sub it out for something else. But my main concern with Mechanic is purely in P1. I think if I can get out of P1, it's fine. The class is actually pretty solid when it comes to DPSing, so I think P2, 3, and 4 should be okay. But yeah, P1's a bit difficult. Stream fried? Nah, just my Legion grid. Yeah. The only meta class that I have is, I guess, my DA and my Xenon. But I made my DA on a previous Hyperburn that I just haven't really played. It's level 260. It's been 260 for ages. And my Xenon I made because it's a resistance class, and not because it's a meta class. And also, I didn't really play Xenon. I knew the class was really good. I've never played it before, so I was like, oh, let's suss this out. Let's have a look. And the class is, unsurprisingly, really good. Is the melted dino still in the presets? I think it actually is. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it's less melted. What do you guys think? Not so melted. He kind of looks... He looks alright. He's doing alright. With the horn, yeah. Xenon's movement is, it's not the best, but you get compensated by the damage. The damage is just so good. Like, we can't deny that Origin is insanely good with the laser beam. And the fact that the burst for Xenon is mostly safe as well is pretty crazy. Like, if you do your Origin burst in Black Mage, you can go to the floor, and when it unbinds, you can Genesis iframe, and then you can just keep slamming damage into the boss. It's really, really clean in that sense. That's why I don't mind playing Xenon, and also the 3-minute burst is almost guaranteed, as long as you don't get kicked out of your raw, I suppose. This is also kind of a reason why I really like Wild Hunter for my Black Mage clear. Okay, Wild Hunter is like kind of a weird pick to do to do Black Mage solo on. But putting aside the fact that it's got low damage, assuming you actually have the damage, the class's kit is actually really, really strong in terms of doing damage to the boss. Because, one, it's a Hurricane class, so you can pretty much be invulnerable in P3. You're never getting kicked as a Hurricane class. The whole burst, 15 seconds of iframe, which is ridiculous. If you do your origin, that's 10 seconds already, and then you do your burst afterwards, which is another 15 seconds. Your character's basically invulnerable for 30 seconds, right? And then you have Genesis iframe on burst. So 30 seconds of basically uninterrupted burst every 2 minutes is actually kind of crazy. The main downside that I have with Wild Hunter right now is the DPM is not very high, which makes maybe P3 and P4 kind of tricky, maybe. So I'll worry about that when I get there, but I think the P4 might be kind of gross. But thankfully, its burst is actually solid, so it's like super, super condensed. You get most of your damage out within like about 30 seconds. Isn't DPM why people hate on the class? I mean, the burst is pretty good. It might not be the best burst, but it's solid. The DPM being low is like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not much you can do about it. Wait, the kit for the class is really strong. The burst is super satisfying and reasonably easy to hit on most bosses, as long as the boss doesn't move around too much, in which case like Black Mage basically doesn't move around. Except in, you know, it wiggles back and forth in P3 and 4, but you can kind of control where he's standing. It's really strong. Yeah. I do genuinely think that Wild Hunter is a solid class. It's a bit clunky here and there, but now that I played it a bit more, I do appreciate the class a bit. Blaze Wizard better become a real class. You know, miracles do happen. Alright, look. Let's put it like this. If they revamp Blaze Wizard into a class that's actually good, I might consider making it again. Because I actually liked the class. Aesthetically, Blaze Wizard is a cool class. I love the concept of Infernal Sphere. That thing is so cool. But the movement, there's a lot to be desired. Give it a unicycle. I did say it'd be really cool to have... Yo, it's Item Drop 500. Haven't seen this guy in ages. Item Drop 500 is a guy that I've seen around like every once in a while when I was trying some other characters. That's so funny. It's been a while since I've seen this guy. Okay, but yeah, I said it'd be really cool if Blaze Wizard could teleport to the Orbital Flame. It's the 5th job skill that goes forward and then back. It'd be so cool if it could teleport to that fire. That would actually make the movement so sick on the class. It just needs something. Like, the class just needs something. Better movement. Please. Mech needs some love. Mech just needs damage numbers, I think. The kit is pretty strong. The problem I'm having with Mech is just, like, the summons. I feel like they don't do anything. Like, we are getting some masteries for the summons, but a lot of bosses just don't... They won't really hang around the summons that much, right? I feel like it's kind of weird that the... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Not bad. I mean, it is, you know, damage is damage. It's just awkward because, unlike for a lot of other classes that have summons, like, Corsair can put down the summons without stopping, if that makes sense. I can put down those ships without stopping my movement, but Mechanic, I thought the main like reason why Mech is good is that you can do most things without sacrificing any of your mobility. That was like the most broken thing about Mech, right? You can attack, you can press your buffs, you can do most things without stopping. If they made it so then like you can put down the summons without like getting glued to the floor for half a second, it'd be like kind of nice because at least you can readjust where your summons are. And yeah, Polar, you're sharing the same sentiment as me. Like, it will make the class feel a little bit more fluid. At least then it makes a little bit more sense for the for the 3rd and 4th mastery, which I think upgrades the summons. Yeah. it's just awkward to put summons down in the bosses because you actually just stop for a bit compared to pretty much any of the other skills. Yeah, you can place down all the summons at once. You can just hold down and press it. But it's still like 3, 4 things you have to place down. 4 if you include the debuff thingo. The hex supply thing. I don't remember what it's called. But it's like 3 damaging summons and then 1 support summon. This is 4 things you place down every 2 minutes. And then you have to... The damaging ones you have to kind of move around as well. Yeah, the FD red thing, like, that's whatever. Like, you put it down and you kind of forget about it, and you put it down every 2 minutes. Or whatever the duration is. But the damaging ones, those are the ones that, like, are annoying, because they don't reach very far. I was farming on mech pre-260. Did I farm on my mech pre-260? I feel like I did. It was pretty easy. I remember farming in Moonbridge, and that was really, really free. LH4, my home. My best friend. Last Horizon 4. There was that period of time where my stream was literally just me farming in LH4 constantly. When it wasn't the Xenon, it was the Wild Hunter. When it wasn't the Wild Hunter, it was the mech. And I'm pretty sure my Corsair also farmed LH4. Yeah, that is my home, LH4. LH4 into Limina and then just AFK Limina for a bit to get to 260. I didn't farm in Limina that much across most of my characters. I just did it mostly to kill time. But by the time that I hit 255, I was probably stocking up ways to level up to 260 anyway. But yeah, I definitely grinded out 245 to 255 in Limina. No, not Limina, sorry, LH4 on most of my classes. Lab is just such a sad place to farm. I don't know, both aesthetically and the map layouts, not my favorite. Bowmaster is carried by Lin and event buffs and shade. But JH, that's going to be the reason why you're going to be first clear H Limbo, right? Yep. Surely, JH. Server first. I want to see the big banner that flies across as soon as you clear it. The left twin does it with a Lin and shade. I love how it's left twin. Ever consider making a Nightwalker? Not really. For two things. Because I like playing classes I don't really know much about. And I feel like I've absorbed most things to know about the basics of Nightwalker through just how many times I've heard people talk about it. And because of that, low-key I feel like I've played the class without playing it. So it doesn't interest me at all. Like I feel like I know enough about the class for it to no longer be interesting. So I always like tend to play classes I know very little about. That's why I play so much of these like random classes. Like people always think it's like I like to pick the bad classes. It's not necessarily the fact that because they're bad I pick them. It's because I don't know much about it and I'm always interested in playing these weird classes when nobody plays them. And it was kind of fun. Like look, Xenon, I didn't actually know that much about Xenon other than all I was told was the class is good. I've seen it like high on the DPM or like the burst charts or whatever, but I've never played the class. I don't know how it plays other than it charges a laser. It's strong and it charges a laser and everybody hates the laser. That's all I knew about the class. I was like, you know, I'll try it out. Same with DA. Like DA was also another class where people like it's really strong, but it's like really fragile. That's all I knew about it, and I just That's when I played it. That's all it really was. Yeah. Same case with mech. Yeah, I didn't really know too much about mech either, to be quite honest. But I did make my mech pretty early, and the main reason why I made the mech was because it was resistance. It was a resistance that I didn't know much about. Similar with Wild Hunter, but I think I preferred the mech over Wild Hunter because I knew that mech trained really easily because of the summons. And I was ready to send a lot of resources into the mech to train it. What I didn't expect was that Wild Hunter's training was also still like super good. Like I remember training the Wild Hunter and being like, yo, this thing is also really good at training. That was the biggest surprise for me for Wild Hunter. Like training pre-260 on Wild Hunter, I was still getting insane rates. Like I was farming in Shadow Dance Hall 2, I was farming in LH4, super easy. I was making basically like 17, 18k rates the entire way up. And that felt really damn good. And then once I got 260 plus on the Wild Hunter, it was still incredibly easy. Yeah, I was actually really surprised with how easily Wild Hunter farmed. Xenon also farmed way better than I expected. I can't believe of all the classes I AFK farmed on, it was actually the Xenon. Because I was playing it when Soul Janus Dawn did not get nerfed. Like the summons would trigger Dawn, which was crazy. So it was actually just like place summons AFK, tab back in every minute, place summons AFK. I don't know much about Demon Avenger farming, mostly because I didn't ever farm on it. But everything else, really solid. I can see Blaster being painful. Battle Mage was ass. I don't think it's that bad compared to Blaster, but it's not great. Yeah, DA farm got nerfed because of Dawn changes. Because your Frenzy, I could see the Frenzy constantly triggering the Dawn. That would have been nice. I need to go get some more Legion wealths after this as well. DA shields are a bit overrated. If the DA shields can one-shot, they're pretty good. If they can't one-shot, then it's a. The problem with the DA shields is that it reminds me of the Blaze Wizard Orbs. The Blaze Wizard Orbs had something similar where you didn't want them to be too strong. If they were too strong and they one-tapped all the mobs, it would kill the mobs too quickly and then they'll stop chasing. I think DA, I can see that being a similar issue where like, if your shields are too strong, it kills everything, then they'll despawn. Blaze Wizard definitely had that same thing. When I was farming Illumina, this is when like, before Cernium was a thing, right? When I was farming Illumina, it was the same problem where like, if the orbs stayed around, it would like full clear the map and then keep chasing more mobs as they spawned. But then at some point you did too much damage, so the orbs started like just disappearing because they killed it too quickly. And I remember taking off arcane symbols. Like I would put myself under the arcane force for the orbs to chase further. It was weird, but it was kind of cool. It's a massive summon. Yeah, that thing is cool. It's a shame that it only lasts 30 seconds though. What's the best thing about playing Xenon? Just the sheer damage. That by far is the main reason why I think I enjoy Xenon. The burst is a little bit convoluted to set up, and I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly in the first place. But once I actually press all the buffs, jump on the boss, and then let everything rip, it is very satisfying. It's got some of the most satisfying bursts in the game. At least out of all the classes I've played so far. The Tenebrous Prequests are giving you an aneurysm. Where are you at? Oh no, you're just doing Monster Park. But yeah, those things. Ah, Labyrinth. Do you guys remember doing the old Labyrinth prequest? Do you guys remember that? You guys remember walking around and trying to find the exit? Who remembers doing that for V-Hiller? Like, before you could even fight V-Hiller, you had to go through the maze and then get your teammates to go find the maze. Like, find the exit to the maze. Who remembers that? I remember that. That was the worst thing ever. Just to get into V-Hiller. Like, you would... So, what you would have to do for it... This is like a bit of a boomer moment, I feel. But, like, you would go to V-Hiller's, like, the entrance of the boss. You enter with your party. And you're in this giant, like... It was like an 8x8 grid. You just random spots in this giant 8x8 grid. And it's kind of like the Lachlan mini game right now. Whatever it's called. Like, that... Where you, like, teleport into, like, different rooms and you clear mobs. You had to, like, either clear mobs or do certain, like... certain tasks inside the rooms to get the exit. And you had to go try to find the real exit out of the room. Or like you have to light some candles or something like that. It was just like it was really annoying. And then if you get really unlucky and you can't find the exit or you can't find the candles or whatever the hell you were doing, it would just take like 10 minutes to do. So do you know how now for V-Hiller you would like pop your G-skills, go in and fight the boss. Before you had to prep outside of V-Hiller and then go through the labyrinth. And then after you finish the labyrinth, then you pop your G-skills. It was so annoying. And then if you've died out of V-Hiller, you have to do the whole thing again. You have to go do the labyrinth again. It was the worst. Then they got rid of it. I was so happy when they got rid of it. Hello, Seiko. Welcome. Truly a labyrinth suffering? Yes. It very much was. I was so happy when they got rid of it. And on top of that, once they got rid of it, they also removed it a lot from the pre-quest as well. You had to actually do the same thing for the pre-quest, and you had to do it like 2 or 3 times as well. It was incredibly tedious. Like, just to unlock Labyrinth. Fun fact, my Kana was 260 something in Kronos. And all of that was farming in Moonbridge. I never unlocked Lab. I don't even know if it's... I think I unlocked Lab after they introduced the pre-quest skip. But like for a good like 3 or 4 months, I just farmed in Moonbridge, and I just never did the Lab pre-quest because of it. Because I refused to go through the thing. And you guys want to know what the icing on the cake was with this? There was a group of people who started the Labyrinth pre-quest on their mules, right? But they were like, oh, this is too tedious, I'm not going to do it. I'll do it some other time, you know. I don't need V-Hiller. I'll do the Labyrinth pre-quest some other time. Then they introduced the pre-quest skip. And they're like, okay, it's great. Now I can actually get into Limina on my mule. But because they already started the Labyrinth pre-quest, they had to finish it on their mule. It was so cursed. No escape. Thank you so much, Nexon, for Labyrinth. Thank you so much. I do not miss doing Labyrinth. And Melvin, you're doing that in 5 levels, so have fun. Or I guess 2 levels for you now that you're in Moonbridge. I'm assuming you're hyperburning your character. 2 more levels and you can join us. Once again. Okay, 5 minutes, I can open up some fams as well, and I can start working on some unique fams once again. I think he's a Nightwalker. Why has his emblem got no pot? He's probably poor. Or that. You know what? That is a result of being poor. Was it? I think it was Melvin who was like, can I do anything with 2 bill on a 5, 10, 15? And I was like, oh man, I remember. That is how it is, isn't it? Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I do need to actually click through this. I've missed a few days of this already. Can I miss that many days? Ends on the 28th. Do I even make it? Now that I've... I mean, that's okay. I miss a mag pot at most. I don't know how many days you can miss. You missed 5. The magpot's kind of nice. You're gonna miss more when you go overseas? Oh, where are you going? How many of you guys are buying the passes? Oh, hello, Fulk. Welcome. 2.5 weeks break, then Australia. Oh, nice. You're coming to Australia at a good time. It's not too hot. It'll be rainy though. You bought the Hyper Pass? But you miss out on the rerolls though. If you didn't finish it. Monday off so you can join stream. I'm glad you can be here. That's right, because I am streaming in like work times for you, aren't I? Bought it because you kickstart. Yeah, it is pretty good stuff. Like I didn't think much of the first pack, but the first pack is pretty good for new players or like people who don't have Legion or established Legion. It is a lot of resources. I don't know how much the Punch King gives. I don't remember what the numbers were, but I remember it being quite a lot. Let me have a look at this again. Yeah, 10 strawberry farms, 2 terror burns, 10 of these coupons. That's a lot of XP for a main actually. Magpot, and then this thing's like, it's whatever for new players, but it's pretty good. This thing is also insane too. I think it's... So when you get a decent call. 70 per coupon? That's crazy. One of my friends also said here that he's got 40 for each one if max. So maybe JH is... I don't know, I don't want to say it. Does it scale per level? JH could have done it on his 290. Did you do it on your 290, JH? Because one of my other friends, I don't think he's 290. Bonk, are you 290? I like how you're just chilling in the stream. This guy's talking to me in my buddy chat. Because yeah, it scales for the thing. So I'm assuming if my friend here is not 290, then it makes sense, because then 4.3 T per one is half of what JH got, and if it scales, that sounds about right. Because 290 is like double of 289 or whatever. Crazy though. Ooh, coupon's done. Time to grab some stuff. I think they're talking about the Punch King. I don't know what the numbers are. Alright, I need to grab some more coupons. Can you run a 1 minute BA? I know that I actually know the number. It's around 15k per hour. It's not that high. That map is really like really mid. It's probably around 15, at most 16. It wouldn't be more than 16. If that helps you. So in a minute, how much would that be? Somebody do the math. 15k, 15 in... It's like, what, 6 minutes, right? Is that how it works? So like 300 a minute at most. Can you get 17k with laser rotation? You probably could. Maybe not in Arcus. Arcus is kind of like... These maps are kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. With better maps, absolutely. In Arcus, it's a bit awkward. Because all the good maps in Arcus that have good spawn rate, they're like really weird. Like, I know this one, like one of these theaters, you can. Yeah. Waste 4. I think I can also train Waste 4, but I can't just stand still. I have to jump around. And I would rather just place my summons and stand still. And then just attack to make sure my character doesn't, like, stop. I can definitely train in some better spots, but this one is just lazy for me. I just don't want to jump around. Even with Dusk? I definitely can't train with Dusk. My Dusk is too weak. This character is not that strong when it trains. It's like... like... 17 mil combat power or something like that in my damage gear. So yeah, I don't mind training with the orbs though. Alright, we get 2 tries. 2 tier ups. 1, 2 auto steal, and 2 speed once again. Okay, let's swap these out. Can I try another? Do I have enough cards? No, it doesn't look like it, right? I'm like a couple cards off trying to tier something up. Alright. Back into the mines. Train 6, every channel in Kronos has 1 TP farmer in it. I'm running out of these EXP pots. Running out. Oh. Hope they add Odium fams. True. Odium fams would be nice. Shangri-La fams would be really nice. Please give us Shang fams. Those maps are so strong. 18k maps everywhere. Please, we're not asking for much. Just give us something. Well Ink, please. All grants, regions? True, why stop there? Just give us all the areas. And please, let us buy these reroll cards with Meso. We all know we'll do it. We will all spend our Mesos rerolling our fams. I head up for the night, and I'll take care, Melvin. Congrats on entering Moonbridge. Thank you for hanging out with me. $100 per reroll. goes from 1 reroll or 1 attempt every half an hour to 3 attempts every half an hour, which is nice. People will pay way more. Don't tell Nexon that. We want it cheap. Don't tell them that. What if they're listening? Pay 10 mil tops. 350 unique fams? I don't think it's 350. I don't think it's that high. I feel like 350 unique fams... That doesn't sound right off the top of my head. Or maybe it is. I don't know. That doesn't seem right. 350 seems a bit high. There was some number of amount of average fam points to be able to get a boss fam. I forget what it was. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I'm mixing it up. But yeah, I don't think it's 350 though. It's probably closer to 150. 150 unique fams for one. That I can imagine being a bit closer. Which is still a ridiculous amount of fams to go through in the first place, but yeah. I don't think it's 300 though. 3.6k fam cards per boss fam? How many points is that? 3.6k. Like 36,000? 36k fams. 36k fams. That's a lot of cards. Let me have a look at that. How many uniques are we expecting from that? So you need like, let's say 100 to 200 fam cards to get to epic. And then let's say you fail with like 5 rerolls at most. I think that's a bit of an overkill anyway for an average, but let's see. $36,000 divided by this. If it's 36k fam cards, that's 1 every 35 uniques, apparently? I mean, for an average, that sounds about right, because you can. It's probably a high variance, but 35 unique fams for a chance at 1? 50% a chance at 1? That's pretty grim, to be honest. That's like, what, 35 unique fams plus 35 epic fams. And that's assuming that you actually... It takes you like 5 attempts to tear up each one. That's kind of miserable. That is a little bit miserable. But that is where we are right now. Actually, you know what? How many unique fams have I done here? Okay, guys, we are due for a boss fam. It's gonna happen. I haven't actually seen a boss fam in a while. Between the uniques I've done on my Corsair and my mechanic, I'm probably well within like 70 boss fam. 70 uniques at this point. It's only a matter of time until I get my first boss fam on this character. It's gonna happen. One of these days. Attack fam is average of 80k. Holy. That's crazy, because my battle mage has 6% and 5% boss. Not boss. Attack. Magic attack. I think I got those from the rerolls. Statistically unlikely, but somehow still worse than boss fams. ID fam crying in the corner. Yeah. It's not much worse. It really isn't that much worse. The 6% one is probably around like somewhere between, anywhere between like 20 and 25, right? Or maybe a little less than that. It depends on your stats, but yeah, it's around there. It's around 20% boss damage. So yeah, the attack lines are actually not bad. Obviously not as good as the boss damage ones, but you know, you take what you can get. Depends how good your WSE is, yep. Ooh, purple portal. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 unique rolls today. That'd be nice. Okay, double 6. Going crazy. Ooh, Black Mage run tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, surely tonight, this character gets an arcane weapon. I can save myself 10 bill, and I can quickly tap it to 16. Gains! Either that or, you know, a white ring box would be nice as well into a weapon jump. That'd be nice. Weapon jump 4 tonight too. Yep, not asking for much. Just an arcane box and a weapon jump 4. And of course a badge as well for the guys taking me. That's what we want to see. Not much at all. Oh man. You know, in hindsight, we probably should have ran Black Mage before the 5, 10, 15 because everybody would have got a bit of money, and then maybe the mules would get something to tap. In hindsight, I should have taken my friend also the bosses before the 5, 10, 15 as well in Kronos for the same reasons because I completely forgot about it. I don't think about these things, and if they don't remind me about bosses, I usually don't run my Kronos bosses. And at least I'm running on both my mech and my Corsair, so it should be pretty easy. Both of those characters have a pretty good time in both the bosses, so should be all good. I think the last time I tried to run Black Mage on my Corsair, I was like 265. Now that I'm 271, I actually should easily green dot. Even within maybe the first burst. Hopefully. The thing I'm still lacking is my Arcane Force, but yeah, I can't really do much about that. Almost done with my masteries as well. So excited. It's almost at 19. Whoa. And then I'll start working on this one to 19. And maybe a few points into the origin, I think. It's so fun getting fragments. I think that's what makes it easier for me to farm. It's just knowing that all the fragments I pick up and all the dailies that I do, it just kind of adds up. How many frags you get per WAP? Honestly, I don't really pay attention to it. Like, in all honesty, I really do not pay attention to it. Every once in a while, I'll look at the number and be like, okay, it's getting closer to 80. That's good. $14 more frags before I ditch JH and H7 solo. I see. Ooh, somebody got a Twilight mark. First one in 1.5 months. And he already has it at 22. Unlucky JH. Looks like you're back down to normal, Saren. Got him his emblem. Man, it's crazy you got him his emblem, but where's my emblem? Where's my emblem, guys? I'm due for one, right? Where's my copium? 75. 75. I'm gonna get the 100 clears before I see an emblem. No. Please. Oh, another double 6. So much EXP. I'm gonna get to 30% today. Probably. Oh wait, tomorrow I'm actually up and about early. Long run tomorrow? Long stream tomorrow maybe? You know what, honestly if I grind the entire time tomorrow, I might be able to get 272. Is that worth it? I don't know. Got a message not too long ago from my electricity provider that they fixed the issue. Interesting. Rune. Let me put down these summons first. I need to finish also my weeklies for my Xenon and my Demon Avenger. I haven't done anything. I'm so lazy at running my Demon Avenger weeklies. Hard Lotus and Hard Damien. They're not very short fights. I'm kind of lazy. Can I just make my... Can I just play it as a normal Lotus Damien Mule? So lazy. somebody got a raw. It's a raw 3. Hopefully tomorrow or tonight I'll get that weapon jump 4. Then I have to learn how to ring swap actually. You know what? With how good... I don't actually need a drop preset anymore, do I? I don't know. Do I need a drop preset? Should I do Arcarium and Golix too? Being kind of lazy. I don't really need it. Or maybe I should. Just in case. I actually do need to do Golix and a bunch of other characters, like my Xenon, my Wild Hunter, and my mech. So many Golix runs to do. At least I've made back 3 bill today. From 0, basically. That's kind of nice. And if I finish all my bosses on my Xenon, that should give me another 2 bill. Another 2 from the Demon Avenger. I think 1 from Pathfinder. I don't know if I'd run my Pathfinder. Basically back at 10 bill. Before reset. Give or take. How much do you guys make per week for your bosses? I know I'm pretty loaded because of the C10 mules, but that's not the meta really. Are you guys 14 Enlomian gamers? Or you guys just run out on your mains and call it a day? I tried to do like the whole Enlomian thing in Chronos back then, but I got so tired of running just constant Damien runs. I think that was the thing that bothered me the most. Like, I didn't like running Damien on my mules. To the point where I would actually skip Damien on anything that couldn't kill it quickly. If I can't one bind burst normal Damien, I don't like that boss. Especially on a mule. I'm not struggling that boss if I can help it. Main only. I think a few Enlomians are okay. Especially if it's fast. But yeah, it does kind of get tedious. After you enjoy running the bosses and selling the crystals on your mains, like you do all your bosses in like an hour or 2 or whatever it is. You sell the crystals, you see a giant influx of cash. You go on a mule, you spend a similar amount of time and you sell for like a quarter of the money. You're just like, this ain't it. $15 bill if you don't trade. I see. That's pretty good. I do not miss the Enlomian bossing mules. That's for sure. I'm really glad that I built tall on my characters as opposed to wide. Do a bunch of Akechi mules, 15 minutes each plus your main. 18 bill a week. That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, if you can clear the bosses quickly, that's nice money. It's like it's just 15 minutes. Definitely better than just farming. Really solid. I do like the Akechi mules in comparison to the Enlomian ones. That I will kind of agree. Like, sure, you miss out on a few crystals, but the Akechi mules can be pretty fast. And still make a decent amount of money. Like, you lose out on, like, what? About 400 mil per character. But you do it in half the time. Because the other 15 minutes is Lotus Damien, right? It's pretty quick if you have a bunch of them set up. Committed on making C10 mules because their bosses are enjoyable to run. That's how I feel too. After experiencing what it's like to just run these harder bosses constantly, just like C10, hard to do will, to some extent like slime as well, just every boss that you clear, one gives you a really fat like crystal, and another thing is like it actually drops fun items. Occasionally you get like armor boxes, you get ring boxes, the actual drops like Twilight, slime ring, random pitch boss every once in a while. It just makes it more fun. That's for sure. I don't actually sell that many crystals a week too. Like I don't get anywhere close to capping my crystals. So I run 5 characters, 14 crystals by 5. How much is that? 80 crystals? Is that right? Math doesn't seem to check out. 70 crystals. That's better. Yeah, so I sell 70 crystals a week. And I still get like, what, 20 bill a week. It feels kind of nice. Knowing that like the ceiling is quite high. Feeling min clearing is very rewarding. That's kind of why I actually really like... I don't really mind a long V-Healer run. Like when I run V-Healer and it takes me 20 minutes to run, I still get a sense of satisfaction even though it was a long run. Like something nice about clearing an expensive boss that has actually fun drops, and even though it took 20 minutes and a decent amount of effort to set up that character in the first place, I think even that is kind of nice. Do you just sit here? Yeah. It's kind of nice. I could definitely farm on better maps, but it's kind of weak. I'm missing... My farming gear is a lot to be desired, I feel. And my mobbing skill isn't affected by... Oh, like my summons rather, it's just like kind of weak. What is this character? This is a Corsair. It's Explorer Pirate. If it looks chill to you to just sit around in one spot, this is one of the many classes that can do it. A lot of classes with like their own summons can do the same thing. Corsair's not the only one that can do this. But yeah, this is the one I've been playing so far. Any class that has its own summon, you can probably do something similar. 2 of them may have boomed their gear. Oh no. You don't get the same feeling for min clearing Carling or Carlos as a party. I think for me, I kind of feel the same. I get what you mean with that. The hard thing about min clearing party things is that when it goes wrong, there's a lot of things that could have caused it to happen, right? And there is a level of frustration that I personally experienced when it wasn't within my control. It really depends on like how you feel about your parties, but I had this issue with Guild Wars. In Guild Wars, the parties run in 10, and there were some bosses where you needed everybody to kind of be aware of the mechanics. Like sometimes a random person will be picked for a mechanic, and they have to be the one to do it, and they alone are the only one that can do it. And if they don't do what the mechanic says they do, the entire party wipes. And there was like a big frustration as a part of that, where your run is reliant on this random guy being picked in your party to do a mechanic, and if they even just like miss it for that 10-second window that they had to throw the mechanic or do whatever it is, it's really frustrating, right? And for Carlos and Carling, it can kind of be the same thing, where sometimes one of your team members just has a little bit of bad luck sometimes. Like it happens in Carlos sometimes when you get tagged by the laser and then something else happens and they just die. And then it happens a few more times and they die out. You know, it's just, it feels bad. And you don't really want to flame your party members because that's really unproductive. Sometimes it is their fault, but there's no point telling them it's their fault because they already know that it's their fault. But at the same time, you can't really do much to help them. It's on them to like stay alive in a boss, for example, or not get hit by a mechanic. So there is that frustration, right? I get you. But at the same time, you have the opposite where you work together as a party of 6 the entire time. You put the effort to try to get better as a whole, and then you actually do clear the boss. There is a big sense of achievement sometimes. I think for me, the biggest sense of achievement for that was my first time clearing Black Mage as a party, and like my very first time clearing Black Mage. That was really fun. And I taught another group of my friends how to do Black Mage. And seeing them progress over like 15 or so runs to finally get the boss clear was really, really satisfying. Because even though I didn't mind, I was just kind of there as a fill. But seeing them as a 5 work together and constantly help each other to learn how to do the boss was really, really cool to see. It kind of goes both ways. It doesn't happen as much nowadays because a lot of us are just like kind of overgeared. I feel like the game has power crept itself to the point where a lot of the times by the time you do these bosses, you've probably got enough damage to comfortably clear anyway. So the magic is kind of lost there in a sense, but still kind of nice. There is a very nice feeling when it comes to min-clearing bosses, especially when solo, because you have only one person to blame. You can't really blame everything on bad luck, you know what I mean? You can't be dying out of a boss 10 times and saying it's all bad luck. There's something wrong. And part of the fun of it is figuring out what you're doing wrong to try to not have that happen again. That was the case for me, absolutely, for Black Mage. It was so frustrating when sometimes I would get hit by bad luck, but at the same time I was thinking to myself, man, maybe I shouldn't have been there in the first place. I had that, this is gonna sound so dumb, but I had that exact feeling in Hard Lucid recently. In Hard Lucid P1, we all know that one of the more frustrating things to happen is like when you get teleported into a golem, right? That you can't really help. But one of the other things that kept getting me killed was getting run over by the mushroom. You guys know like the thorny mushroom that just walks across the screen, and then if you touch it, it does a bunch of damage, right? And if it spawns on you, you get hit by it twice, and you just kind of die. And now, for a while, I was thinking to myself, man, this is kind of bad luck that this mushroom's killing me. And then I realized I'm like standing perfectly where it spawns, every single time without fail. And I didn't really notice it until I started running it on my Corsair. It took me like, what, 4 years to realize I've been standing perfectly where the mushroom spawns, every single time. So I've been like trying to stand closer to the boss because I keep like being just the perfect distance away from Lucid to get run over by the mushroom every single time without fail. And I realized that it took me 4 years, but I finally realized that it spawns always in the same spot. And it's random which side it spawns, but it does spawn the same distance away from the boss. Now I know. Never again am I getting run over by that mushroom if I can help it. Alright. You prefer LH4 over VC3? Depends on the class, I'd imagine, but yeah, LH4 was easier for me to clear on a lot of my classes. It does rely on a lot of summons, though. I'm assuming you have Vac Pet regardless, because both those maps are pretty bad to loot with the normal pet. So let's assume that you have a Vac Pet here. Yeah. I would prefer LH4 in most cases, if I have summons. But if you don't have class summons, or not a lot of class summons, it's kind of hard to farm, because all the good maps are not really that great to farm. So VC3, the main benefit of it is that you can kind of jump around and attack everything, because the map is like very linear in that sense. So I guess, yeah, it just kind of depends on the class. I know for a fact on my jet, I used to farm in VC3, and that was because it didn't really have any summons. So you can just jump back and forth and just clear the map like that. And the Vac Pet does most of the work, which is nice. Alright. Let's try. We can get like a couple of rerolls through on this, maybe. Or not. It's 150 cards, jeez. Alright, give us the high roll. Unique on first try, please. Yes! We high rolled. I don't have enough for a second one. Alright, my favorite kind of copium. Fam copium. Alright, place your bets, guys. Seated? Nah, it's just my cope every time. Every once in a while, I'll get one that fails 10 times, and it's just like, please, I don't want to do this again. Alright. Please. I'm due for a boss damage. It's been like close to 100 fams, surely. Alright. 40-20? Alright, let's have a look here. We want to see a nice little percentage symbol on the top line. That's what we want to see. Oh, please show soon because... Oh no, it's so blank. Oh no, it's so blank. It's gonna be garbage, isn't it? It's gonna be strength again. I know it's gonna be strength again. No. Oh. No, I don't think that. What is this? Oh. Oh, steel? Auto steel? Okay, you know what? It could be useful. I know I have a 7%, and I know I have a 5%. If I get a second 7%, I max out on auto steel. I think 7% is the highest, right? Alright, let's see. And... well, oh, it is 7%. That's kind of crazy. I think I maxed out on auto steel now with large drop. That is actually really nice. My copium farming setup is complete now. That's actually kind of nice. What's auto steel? You have a small chance of getting an extra like tiny meso bag, and supposedly an extra chance of getting like fragments and stuff like that. It's just like farming min-maxing. It's like kind of whatever. That's kind of nice. You know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Double 7%. I think 7% is the highest. I think it's the highest. Yeah. I think 7% is the highest on unique. I can try to find out. You have 6 with a large drop? That is pretty insane. There's also, obviously there's also a chance of getting double auto steel lines and stuff like that, but this is probably as good as it gets, right? Let me have a look. I found the list of the things you can get. Let's see, auto steel, auto steel. Where is the auto steel? I can't find it. Oh no, there it is. Oh yeah. 7% is the highest you can get. At a 0.0365% chance of hitting it. Which is a lot higher than some of the good lines. It's 3 times as likely as boss damage. Well, there you go. You can get up to like 25%. Yeah, you can get like a decent amount, and you already have one on a large drop as well. That's really nice. Yeah, pretty happy with that. We'll take it. And I think though, that might be actually it for today. I do have to head out kind of soon to go do some grocery shopping. I need to figure out what's for dinner. And I'm looking forward to eating something with rice. I haven't had rice for a few days. Anyway, I think that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I think tomorrow's stream, I might start pretty early. I do have to wake up early, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, probably just do a bunch of extra, I don't know, maybe some bosses, or maybe just farm for a bit. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm from Australia, so currently it is like 5:40 PM. Yeah. Thank you all for hanging out with me. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please give it a like. It helps me out a lot. And I'll probably see you guys again early tomorrow, my time. Take care, guys.